head on up to New York. So that's the real flight, and it's the same call sign, the same identifier, which is 9 Yankee Tango Alpha Bravo, which is the registration of the aircraft. The same aircraft did the same route, so I'm just gonna mimic that route today. Cruising altitude, we're expecting flight level 240. The air time is about an hour and 17 minutes. Block time 1 hour 45. Passengers are already added in. Let's check that again just to make sure. We have, let's see, we have 63 passengers, 2.6 units of cargo. We have 4 hours and 20 minutes of fuel, which gives us those weight total, which is that's 117,806 pounds. I did the calculations for takeoff speeds. We'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah, that should be set. So let's go ahead with the pre-flight check. Pre-flight checklist: oxygen tested 100%. Instruments transfer and display switches are normal. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is auto. Flight instruments are set. Parking brake is set. And the engine start levers are cut off. Pre-flight checklist is complete, and we can go ahead with the briefing. Departure briefing. It's going to be a left seat standard takeoff. Takeoff configuration flap 5. Looking for flex temperature between 88. Runway 12 in use, so that's where we're going to depart from. Takeoff speeds now. Did the calculations for V1, VR, and V2. So V1 is 118 VR, 119, and V2 is 125. So that's our V speeds. They're also setting infinite flight assist, so you'll hear the callouts when we are when we're on the roll on the runway. And the yeah, they're set. So the Met report for Norman Manley International Airport. That's Kingston. 22-1900 Zulu. The wind 060 degrees at 10. We're looking at 21 static miles. Few clouds 2,200. The temperature 29. Dew point 22. QNH 1013. It's standard pressure. We're at gate 7 at the terminal here at Norman Manley International. The taxi route out of here, we're gonna push back taxi via Alpha. We're gonna hold that runway 12 at holding point Alpha and depart. During the emergency side, during the takeoff roll, if there's any malfunctions before V1, for example, engine fire failure, the aircraft is unable to fly, non-flyable, I'll call reject. Full spoilers, reversers, and RTO braking and manual braking if suffice. And we'll vacate off the high speed at Delta or Echo and advise ATC since there's none. We're on training server anyways. If there's any malfunctions after V1, for example engine failure or fire, we'll climb to the minimum safe altitude and I'll back myself up with the QRA procedures and checklists, and we'll head back down here to Kingston and land and taxi back to the gate. Pending that, we'll do a departure procedure. The departure procedure is the RODAC 7. It's not the RODAC 6. It's an outdated set, but it's updated every year. So it's a RODAC 7 departure from runway 12. And then we'll proceed on to the RODAC transition. We'll then proceed on to BMO, then NEF2, then INAMO. Then we'll proceed on to the Nassau VOR, and yeah, we'll set up the arrival phase before we hit Nassau VOR anyways. More than likely we're planning for the RNAV or the ILS. Any questions? No questions. Departure brief complete. I can dim the cabin round back to let them get ready. Turn on the beacon.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sean, and on behalf of the entire crew, I would like to welcome you aboard. They've just closed the aircraft doors, so at this time, I would like to ask you to turn any mobile phones and tablets you may have with you to airplane mode. Please find your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and put your tables to the upright position. Flight attendants, armed doors for departure, cross-check your report. Thank you.
Alright, here we go. We can do the before start checklist. Before start checklist. Where it is. Yeah, before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel is checked for hours 20 minutes. Pumps on. Passenger signs are on. Windows lock. Mode control panel is set. Takeoff speeds is set. CD pre-flight is completed. Rudder and aileron trim is free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is complete. And the anti-collision light, which is the beacon, is on. Let's check to make sure. It is. And the before start checklist complete. We can start the safety briefing in the back.
Flight attendants, armed doors for departure. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard this flight. We hope you enjoy flying with us. Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display the safety features of the aircraft.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with us. We're committed to making your flight safe and comfortable. So before we depart, we'll be showing a brief safety presentation. This information can help you if there's an emergency, so it's important to pay close attention, even if you are a frequent flyer.
All carry-on items should now be stored securely, either in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. And all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas should be clear. Your mobile phone and other electronic devices should be turned off. Once airborne, we'll let you know when you can use approved electronic devices. But note that some items, such as phones, may not be used in flight at any time. You will find a list of approved electronic devices in the in-flight information section of Sky Magazine. If you're seated at an emergency exit, please review the responsibilities for emergency exit seating on the back of the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket. Are you okay sitting by the emergency exit? If you're unable or prefer not to perform this function, just let us know, and we'd be happy to find you another seat. As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To fasten, insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it's low and tight across your latch. To release the belt, just lift the top of the buckle or press the latch to release. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. And even if the sign is off, you should keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience unexpected rough air. For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and lighted signs located throughout the cabin, as well as any crew member instructions. You cannot smoke. I'm so sorry. Smoking is not allowed on any flight, and federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying a restroom smoke detector. There are 6 exits on this plane, 4 doors, 2 on each side, and 2 window exits over the wings. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used for flotation. Life rafts are located in ceiling compartments at the front and center of the plane. All exits are clearly marked with an exit sign. However, if there is a loss of power and cabin visibility is reduced, white emergency lights near the floor will lead you to red lights, which indicate an exit. Please take a moment to find the exits closest to you, and remember, they might be behind you. It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, the panels above your seat will open, revealing oxygen masks. If this happens, reach up and pull a mask toward you until the tube is fully extended. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, flip the elastic strap over your head, and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note that oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others. A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are located under your seats in the economy cabin. If you're seated in the first or business class cabin, the life vests are either between your seats, under your seat, or in a compartment under your armrest. To use, pull the tab to remove the vest from its container, and then open the pouch. Flip the vest over your head. Fasten the 2 straps to the front of the vest, and then adjust the straps loosely around your waist. If your vest has only 1 strap, wrap it around your waist and attach it to the buckle in front. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom of the vest. or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. You can activate a light by pulling down on the tab in front. If your vest doesn't have a tab, the light will activate automatically in the water. If necessary, we'll distribute infant life vests or other flotation devices for children who weigh 35 pounds or less. Also, most seat cushions can be used for flotation. Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright and locked, your tray table is put away, and all carry-on items are properly stowed. As we come to the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you have any questions. And finally, now would be a good time for everyone to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket. Thanks for your attention. Enjoy your flight.
Flaps 5 degrees.
Alright, so that's the safety briefing completed. We can go ahead and do the after start items. Alright, and then we can go ahead with a checklist. Before taxi checklist, generators on, probeat on, ITIs as been set to auto, isolation valves, auto, engine start switch is continuous, recall is check, auto brake is RTO, which is rejected takeoff, engine start levers idle detent, flight controls are checked, and the ground equipment is clear. Before taxi checklist complete. For taxi procedure, everything seems legit here. Alright, so there's gonna be the next safety briefing is gonna start soon. We're gonna release the parking brake. We announce we're gonna taxi to runway 12 for departure.
Norman Manley Unicom, Caribbean 5, taxiing to runway 12.
We need to change our call sign.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you to direct your attention to the monitors above as we review the safety procedures. Even if you're a frequent flyer, please give it your full attention. Thank you very much. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt. Insert the metal fittings one into the other, and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your belt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight, as we may experience turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a moment now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. Doors can be opened by moving the handle in the direction of the arrow. Each door is equipped with an inflatable slide, which may also be detached and used as a life raft. Oxygen and the air pressure are always being monitored. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, and breathe normally. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first, and then assist the other person. In the event of an emergency, please assume the bracing position as displayed. A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between your armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head, pass the straps around your waist, and adjust at the front. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only when leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. Your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. You'll find this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you. We strongly suggest you read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish you all an enjoyable flight.
Alright, so that's the safety briefing completed for Infinite Flight passengers. And that should be it. We have one more checklist left, and is the before takeoff checklist. We'll ding the cabin now to be seated.
Flight attendants prepare
Need to change that call sign. It's Caribbean 114. Here we go. Alright, we can use the MFD. We need to zoom out on that map range of the MFD there. 80 is alright. Alright, before takeoff checklist. Flaps, flap 5, green light, stabilizer trim, 5.8 units. Before takeoff checklist complete. Runway entry procedure check, we're clearing the approach for runway 12. Turn on the hood. Definitely needed for departure. I think I should tune into the VOR station before we go. It helps us with DME purposes. Tune into Kingston. What the? Did I tune into that VOR? I think so. Nav 1. There we go. Will give us DME. Alright, let's go. Let's take the runway.
Approaching runway 12.
Check. Departing to the north.
Norman Manley Unicom, Caribbean 114 is taking off runway 12, departing north.
Flight attendants, take your seats for takeoff.
On runway 12.
Check. Let's go. Take off. Let's calibrate. And power set. Toga.
knots.
Cross check.
80 knots.
Oh, that's the winds.
V-rotate.
Rotating.
V2. V1. Positive rate.
Gear up, sir.
VR. Gear up.
Whoa, see that wings? Head and select and speed intervene at 184 knots. We can do a standard minimum climb here, about 18. There we go, just maintain that for now. Watch the speed. Altitude select. So the main goal is to capture this route. I can go flaps 1, speed check. Oop.
Flaps 1 degrees.
I want to capture that magenta. That's the purple root. It's going to maintain this speed all the way around till we capture it, and then after we capture that route, we can then slowly reduce our VS and increase our speed. After takeoff checklist now, you can go ahead with that. Flaps up.
Flaps up.
After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds on, packs auto, landing gear up and off, and flaps no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Just like that, and we're out. Those are the blue mountains behind us there. We accelerate when we should.
The seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for your own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loose if happen in case of any unexpected turbulence.
There we go, then we can slowly accelerate. Alright, we capture our route. We're going to transition at route up and continue our flight plan up to Nassau. Kingston behind us there. Turn off the landing lights. And continue our acceleration up to 7.8. Reduce our further climb about 1,600 feet to help us. So we'll just mean 300 knots for now. That should give us Mach 7.8 speed when we have crossed 18,000. Nah, we're not going to be up in the upper levels though. The upper level starts at 245. So we're just going to be at least 500 feet below the upper levels. You can see back there, that's St. Anne's, the parish of St. Anne's. And on the next side, I believe, we have Portland. Parish of Portland. That's Boscobel, that's the smallest airport there, right in Ocho Rios. Just on the outskirts of the town. 1,000 to go. See, now we're gonna pretty much level out that intersection B now.
In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks, as well as a snack. Alcoholic drinks are also available at a nominal charge. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Alright. We can release the seatbelt signs then, since we're in cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated in case we encounter turbulence.
We're now approaching the south coast of Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. Guantanamo Bay there in the distance. Hey! Hey! Nothing to lose. I feel the pain crashing down. All around this empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Stand 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. So commit the world to me. Kiss your head when you cry for me. Hold you high while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. You meant the world to me. I love the one copyright. Awesome. You meant the world to me. You're here, you're here. And I've been hiding next to you. But shadows in the hemisphere, trying to stratosphere. I'll pray for you, capture me. I'll stretch us away my fears. I'm all alone, can be so. And now I'm chasing nightmares, going feel love like you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the whole machine. Look at that water, it's beautiful down there, man. Alright, let's start with our approach briefing here. We are approximately 223 nautical miles to our destination. That's about 28 minutes, about an half an hour till our arrival. So let's start up with the briefing, with the approach briefing. Let's get the Met report there at Nassau, our Bindlin International Airport, which is a class Bravo. Time 2200. The winds 330 degrees at 10 knots. Since it's in that direction, 330 degrees. Let me just check to make sure. 330 degrees at of 10 knots. So the winds basically are coming in from the northwest to the southeast to the side. So we can expect the southeast arrival. So we have set up for the RNAV approach for runway 32 at Pindlin, that's Nassau. There's no standard terminal arrival route, sadly, for procedures into Nassau. They only have instrument approach procedures like the RNAVs and the ILS and the VOR approaches. We're doing the RNAV since we're planning it up for it. So let's start at a briefing on that RNAV approach. So the RNAV GPS runway 32 Nassau, Bahamas. It is frequency 118.7, Nassau approach 121.0, 125.3, and tower is on 119.5. Ground frequency 121.7, and there's no ETC at Nassau anyways, but I'm just telling you the frequencies. On the briefing strip, placing emphasis. It's the RNAV. The final approach course is 321, so we can put that in the nav 1. Let's tune into the Nassau VOR first before we do that. It'll give us a course inbound to the airfield. Alright, so nav 1 to Nassau. You can use nav 2 also, just in case. And then we can set up the course. The course is at 321. And the minimum altitude at Dupley, that's the final approach fix, is at 1,600 feet, which is about 1,590 feet above the airport's elevation. The LNAV MDA, which is the minimum decision height or altitude, is 400 feet. That's about 390 feet above the airport's elevation. The airport's elevation is 11 feet above the sea, and the touchdown zone elevation is 10 feet. That's just 1 feet. And the minimum MSA, which is the minimum safe altitude for that sector, is runway 32 transition is 1,500 feet. The missed approach says we should climb on a right turn direct Zulunt, that's Zulu uniform Tango uniform November, and we'll hold there. Are advised by ATC. The transition level is 18,000. Transition altitude is also 18,000. And this approach requires RNAV, RNP, which is Group Navigational Performance, which we are GPS, which we are equipped, and we do have DME, which we are also equipped with that. So we can more than likely execute this approach with ease. So that's just the emphasis on the approach. We already set the minimums. Our decision height is 400 feet, and after landing, we're planning to vacate off Echo or Foxtrot, and if we end up at Foxtrot, we'll just probably taxi to spot 2, taxi into the terminal, and we'll probably take parking 2. If we vacate off Echo, we'll probably go to spot 3 or 4. More than likely it's going to be 4, since this is the easiest one, and then we'll just taxi to parking. We'll take the terminal, probably gate 19, depending on where we stop anyways. Yeah, and that should be it for the approach brief. Any questions? No questions. Descent check. Approach briefing is complete. It's just the descent checklist left. We are 62 nautical miles to our top of descent, and we'll keep on listening to some music until we're about 10 BME before we begin our ascent. We'll ding the cabin and we'll do the checklist. So in the meantime, we'll just listen to some music in the process. See you. Yeah. You done? Alright, 7 miles to our top of the descent. We can turn on nav mode. We'll descend in the next 6 miles. 109.9 nautical miles remaining for that to happen. Alright, the checklist. Descent checklist. Pressurization, landing altitude. Alright, so landing altitude is what? 10 feet. And recall is check, auto brake is set. Landing data. Let's set that up quickly. Use my calculator here. We are currently starting our descent. We can slow down to 170. What was the winds? 330. We're flap 30 for landing. The wind direction is 3-3 at runway direction, I should say. It's 321, and the wind direction is 330 at 10 knots. No gust reported, and we can calculate that. Alright. We don't have a VREF. We have a VREF of 123. The speed beyond which takeoff should not. What? Ah, that's weird. So that's our VREF. The slowest speed we can go is 123. It's alright. And the approach briefing, we already talked about that. We're doing the RNAV GPS 32, and the descent checklist is complete. Only the approach checklist left, and we can do that at 18,000. You can check the altimeter settings for that, for the airfield now. 29907. It's alright, cool. Taking the beauty for a little bit of Nassau. Oh my god, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful, I can tell you that much. Very. Alright, the approach checklist. Altimeter is 29907 crossing 17,600. And the approach checklist is complete. The only checklist left now is the landing checklist, and then the after landing items, then you head to parking, then the shutdown checklist, and then that's it. Just gotta take one more look. Aha, just look at that. Beautiful. Actually 70 miles now to Zulu Quebec Alpha. That's Nassau VOR. DME is very important. It helps you to gauge your distance from the destination. Especially entering non-procedural airspace. Alright, turn on the landing lights and slow down to 240.
Please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat front of you or in the overhead bins. Thank you.
Rain is outside. Pardon miles inbound to Kuldi. Okay, reduce to 230. We can introduce flap 1.
Flaps 1 degrees.
Yeah, sadly I live my window is closer to outside, so you're gonna hear the noise. I do apologize. Yeah, it's getting heavier, alright. Now we can reduce to 190. 180 is alright. Then we can we'll drop flap 5 in a bit. Alright, flap 5.
Flaps 5 degrees.
Should be able to tune into Unicom now.
This is Kingston Unicom. Caribbean 114 is 23 nautical miles to the south and 4,900 feet inbound for landing. Will make left traffic for runway 32.
$19 miles to go. 5 minutes until touchdown. We can go 170. Flap 15.
Flaps 15 degrees.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. How's the stream on your end? How's the quality? Alright, can reduce to 165 knots. We'll drop 25 in and gear down. Arm the spoilers. Alright, can go gate down.
Gear down.
Access Beats, what's up, man? Just in time for the arrival. Alright, turning on to the final approach course. I can see the airfield. Alright, what's the elevation again? It's 16 feet. We can, for the airport, so we'll just add 16 feet and the altitude select. So that will just give us a glide slope like down to the runway. Alright, we'll just maintain that. Once we have begun our descent, we can then reduce our speed. Alright, announce inbound. We're landing. Runway 32, straight in.
Caribbean 114 is 9 nautical miles to the southeast of 2,000 feet inbound for landing. We'll make straight into runway 32.
Alright. Waiting. Still waiting for the descent. Alright, there it is. Alright, flap 25.
Flaps 25 degrees.
Single 140. And flap 30.
Flaps 30 degrees.
I'm gonna calibrate once, twice, 3 times. The VREF is 123. Landing checklist, engine start switches continuous, speed brake arm, landing gear down, 3 green, flaps 30 green light. Landing checklist complete. Can slow down to 123.
Flight attendants, prepare for landing, please.
And disengage the autopilot. There we go. My aircraft. Need to kick out some of that trim. There we go. 55 is legit. Seems alright. Watch the speed. Just keep the speed in until check. Ready, altimeter alive. $400 feet till minimums.
Linden Pindling Unicom, Caribbean 114 is on final, runway 32.
Approaching minimums.
Landing.
Minimums. Landing spoilers extended.
A little bit high. We're down anyways. Deceleration. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Linden Thinking installed.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it's safe for you to move about. At this time, you may use your cellular phones if you
It
wish.
seems that we're just gonna make
Please
it
check
here
around your
across
seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you. And please use caution
that
when
side out
opening the
and
overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. On behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we're looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a pleasant stay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be Foxtrot. Alright, so it's gonna be Foxtrot, then on to Hotel, and then we'll take spot 4 coming up on the left. Clean up the flaps after landing items. Alright. So we're taxiing to the international terminal. I guess we're gonna park beside that CRG. Okay, let me just check if there's enough space for us. Oh, yep, there it is. Nope, I don't think that's our parking. There it is up there. I think that's it right there, actually. Is it? I'm not used to landing here at Pickling, to be honest. Alright, just gonna take the parking right here. CRG there. Alright, so we're gonna be engine 1 shut off, engine 2. Alright, shutdown checklist, fuel pumps off, flow beat off, hydraulic spanner set, flaps up, parking brake is set, engine start switches, engine start lever is cut off, weather radar is off, and the shutdown checklist complete. Alright. Turn off the beacon. Alright. Welcome to Nassau. The time is now 5:03 Eastern Standard. It's been a good flight. Let's just check that replay on the landing. Yeah, our parking was spot 9 to be honest. 8-9 I should say. No, 19, not 9. That was a bit hard. But nevertheless, a good landing. Didn't even need a lot of reversals. Let's check the landing rate. How much? Uh, 238. Not too bad, but alright. Alright, so that's gonna do it, guys. I may stream later or tomorrow, it depends. But until then, take care, have fun, and always fly safe. Be safe.